Hi, and welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about my portfolio. Just crossed $2,000 this morning, so that's a huge accomplishment, and I'm really excited about that. Plus, I'm happy to announce I gained a couple subscribers this week. Thank you for all the support, and we're going to keep this thing going. Thanks. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with an overview of my portfolio. So as you can see, not great on the day, down $30. But when you look at what happened in the market today, how much money the market itself lost. I think when I looked, it was down about 2.5% in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, so not great either way. So we'll see. Right here, we've got about 1981. So down just under $19 all time. So again, as I show every week, up here for a long time in July, big spike here early August, and then the last couple weeks have really not looked good. As you can see, a big downward trend. Most of this has to do with the market not doing well. I think I'm doing a decent job of kind of diversifying and making sure I'm not losing too much money. So we'll see in the future. So the big one I want to talk about again is Vivint Solar. So I bought 3 more shares this morning. Talk about it every single week. I think this is a stock that's going to continue to do well. So pop up. Over the last month, we can see that it's down. We had this big upward trend. Earnings came out. People were not super impressed with that, so it was down, back up, down a little bit. When we look a little bit out further, 3 months, we can see that same pattern, upward trend, down, and then back up. So we'll go ahead 1 year. So all over the place in the last month, but I'm still feeling good about this. Average cost up to $681. I mean, I lost $20 on that today, but I'm still up $38 all time, so I'm pretty happy about that. The next earnings in about 3 months will be pretty interesting because, as I went over, I think last week, they've taken on some more debt and they're trying to figure out how to increase their profits so they can pay off that debt. As you can see, just about everything was down today. The news of China retaliating with more tariffs definitely did not help. So I'm not sure exactly what to do about that. So Coca-Cola, as we can see, I bought 1 more share this morning. So average cost $54.42, down $1.35 all time, so nothing. As I went over last week, I'm really confident that Coca-Cola is going to do well in the future because it's a dividend king. At the end of this video, we'll talk about that a little bit more. I've got an article pulled up about all the dividend kings there are right now. So we'll go ahead and take a look. 3 months, performing well. Market's just not doing great. So let's see. I think Bitcoin is really the only thing that's kind of held me in this the last couple weeks. It hasn't performed great, but it's done just well enough to kind of hold me together. So up 3% on the day. On the week, again, pretty stagnant, but up $3 all time. Bought and sold quite a few times, but I'm not too concerned with that. I think the only other one that I might want to touch on is the S&P 500 ETF. So this is my Vanguard index fund. I haven't bought or sold this. I just think it's a good indicator of the market and kind of what's going on. So we can see the last month on this one, up and down all over the place, but down about 5% over the month. So that's why I'm not horribly concerned about my portfolio, is because looking at this, I know that the market isn't doing great and my portfolio could be doing worse. So again, all time down just under 1%. So not horrible, but not good. So I'm hoping the market will go ahead and turn around. Now, I will say we've got some pretty interesting things pulled up here. The price of gold skyrocketed today. So this had to do with the trade stuff going on. So as you can see, even 6 a.m., it was trading for $14.90 and then up to $1,500. So I guess it wouldn't be a true skyrocket because this is over the last 3 days. Not a ton of movement, but again, we'll go ahead and look at up here. We can see that gold's trending upwards over the last couple years. Since, here we go, about a year ago, August of 2018. It's up $350-ish per ounce. And this, again, has to do with the tariffs that China is now promising. There's more and more fears of recessions every single day. And I don't know. I think I'm pretty interested in buying gold and thinking about that moving forward. So we've got this article. Gold and treasuries surge as the escalating trade war sends investors fleeing from the stock market. Nothing too great in this article. Just talks about the specifics of this. So here, China says it will impose $75 billion in tariffs in two different sections. So September 1st, December 15th. Here we go today. It surged 2% to a high of 1537, briefly inverting the yield curve between 10-year and 2-year U.S. Treasuries for the fourth time in 2 weeks. For some people, that might mean a lot. For some people, that might mean nothing. But as a business student, that's, I don't know, it's fairly interesting to me. I think that's about it on this article. I just liked kind of the specifics that they had there. So as we can see, all the major stock indexes showed losses in the market close. And again, like I said, I think it was between 2 and 3% loss on each of those. And last, I have this list of all the dividend kings. So there's only 26 right now, actually. To be a dividend king, these companies have to have increased their dividend payout every single year for 50 consecutive years. So clearly, that's why there's not very many of them. So as you can see, Coca-Cola, I have 2 shares of already, so that's one of the dividend kings. And then the other one that I'm pretty interested in here is Black & Decker. So I'm not sure what's up with this list. It's not 0.0%. I looked it up. It's about a 2.08% payout right now, so 69 cents quarterly. And as a dividend king, we know that that'll go up next year. So at $138, it is pretty pricey kind of for my portfolio. But I think I might sell off some Bitcoin or move things around and go ahead and buy a share of that next week or in the coming weeks. Basically, all of the companies on this list we know are going to be fairly stable because they increase their dividends. So even if they're losing money, even if they're not doing great, you get that dividend payout and you know that it's going to increase the following year. So basically, if you look at anything relating to recessions or market crashes, these are some of the best stocks that you can have. So just to wrap this up, you can see I'm up a little bit right now, actually, just during the video because of Bitcoin. We'll go ahead and take a look at the month again. Down on the month. 3 months, again, down. And then here we go, down almost 1% all time. So thank you for your time. Make sure to like and subscribe. This has been a fun adventure for the first month, and we'll see where this takes us. Thank you.